Om Brahmanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gangana Sadrisham Tattvamasyadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami.
Hello, welcome. These teachings are from a work assigned to Adi Sankaracharya, which is called Aparokshanabuthi, or self-realization, or direct perception of the self, of the Atman. And it is an introduction to Vedanta. It speaks about Raja Yoga with a Vedantic vision. So listen very carefully to these teachings, reflect upon them, then meditate upon these teachings so that they can bear fruit in your heart. May you all find freedom. Moving on from verse 3, or resuming at verse 3 again. And it was talking about the 4 preliminary qualifications. And these are dispassion, discrimination, 6 treasures as sama, control of the mind, and the like, and the yearning for liberation from the bondage of ignorance. So these are the 4 preliminary qualifications. So this passion, lack of interest for the world and for the life of the body in that world, this passion as a preliminary qualification for Vedanta. Discrimination about that which is real and non-real, so that the real can be renunciated, the unreal can be renunciated, so that the mind can hold on to the ultimate reality. Then the control of the mind, we will see this later, and the like, and the yearning for liberation. Well, the yearning for liberation is one of the most important, because if the yearning for liberation is strong, it will help you to develop whatever is there missing as qualification. So this yearning for liberation is very, very important. And of course, if you have a strong yearning for liberation, but at the same time, if you don't have vairagya, dispassion for the world, you will only get frustration out of it, because you want liberation, but at the same time, you want illusion. And that will create 2 opposite forces that leads to ultimate frustration, and ultimately the break of one or the other. Either it develops dispassion, either that yearning for liberation subsides. But this yearning for liberation can make you develop whatever else is there needing. If it is very strong, it will help you in that way. The indifference with which one treats the excreta of a crow, such an indifference to all objects of enjoyment, from the realm of Brahma to this world, in the view of their perishable nature is verily called pure vairagya. So, such an indifference to all objects of enjoyments, from the realm of Brahma to this world, so not only from the enjoyments of this world alone, but of all other subsequent, more subtle worlds, where everything is more bright, better. So all of these should be looked at like you look at the excreta of a crow. No interest whatsoever. And this is what is called pure vairagya. The practice of it, of vairagya, developing this passion towards the world, it is the path in that direction. That, and also because it is in the view of their perishable nature. So that means that through the view of their perishable nature, it is seen that they are not real, because they don't last. They have a beginning, they have an ending, so they are not real, they are not the ultimate. So in this sense, they are discarded, because if they are not real, why waste time with it? So this is the logic behind it. And if it is blocking the realization of that ultimate reality, then it is just an obstacle, something that binds you to suffering, not worth of your time. Atman, which is the seer, in itself is alone permanent. Only Atman is permanent. The seen is opposed to it, transient. Such settled conviction is truly known as discrimination. So that which observes, that which sees, is that which is real, because it is permanent. And that which is seen is illusion, because it's not permanent. And then we will go deep into this. What is the seen? What is the seer? What is the seen? Everything which is seen, it's not real. It's not permanent. Only that which sees is the real, because it is permanent. So all objects of the senses, all objects of the mind, everything is seen, not the seer. Abandonment of desires at all times is called sama, and the restraint of the external functions of the organs is called dhamma. So, abandonment of desires at all times. So desires rise and they are discarded, they are abandoned. All investments into the realization of those desires are abandoned constantly. And also the restraint of external functions of the organs, such as the taste, for example. So you want to indulge and you control their external function, you don't let it indulge, for example, and all other functions, sight, hearing, taste, touch. Not sure if there's another one. All these are, you exert control over them. And innerly, you abandon the investments into those desires and the desires itself, They will come back again and again, and you'll continue to abandon them again and again. Turning away completely from all sense objects is the height of uparati. And patient endurance of all sorrow or pain is known as titiksha, which is conducive to happiness. So this sam and dam are the practice, and uparati is when it becomes natural. This turning away completely from all sense objects. In the previous ones, sama and dam, you were exerting control and effort to the abandonment of all these sense enjoyments, sense objects. Uparati, its height, when that abandonment becomes natural. And another thing which is very important, a very important practice, is titiksha, which brings an equanimous mind. And that is the ability to bear pain, discomfort, without exerting control to change the circumstances. This is a very important spiritual practice that should be practiced at all times, to purify the mind, purify the emotions, to help develop stability, titiksha, learn to bear, to patiently bear pain and discomfort, sorrow, all these things. This is very important. So, implicit faith in the words of the Vedas and the teachers, those who interpret them, is known as Shraddha. And concentration of the mind, the only object, Sat, which is Brahman, is regarded as Samadhana. So again, implicit faith in the words of the Vedas, the scriptures, because they have been tested through time, and those who have reached their final, the end of their journey, the ultimate realization, have confirmed them again and again to be truthful. So, complete faith in the words of the Vedas and in the Guru, the one who interprets the Vedas and speaks about final realization, which is self-realized itself. This is known as Shraddha. And the concentration in the only object, Sat, which is truth, Brahman, is regarded as Samadhana. So all these are the qualifications. 9. When and how shall I, O Lord, be free from the bonds of this world, the births and deaths? Such a burning desire is called mumukshuta. So this mumukshuta is the fourth sadhana. This is the fourth qualification for this Vedanta, for this inquiry. And like I said previously, this is a very important one, because when this is there intensely, even if the others are not, or are in a very superficial, if this is very strong, it will make you, it will enable you to develop the others. and you will do whatever it takes. Because, like any desire, if the desire is very strong, you cannot resist it. So if the desire for liberation is very strong, it will make you develop the rest, or else you cannot quench that thirst. And if the desire for liberation is very strong, it's unbearable not to quench that thirst. So you'll do what it takes. So this is a very important one. Only that person which is in possession of set qualifications as a means of knowledge should constantly reflect with a view to attaining knowledge, desiring his own good. So, only that person with these qualifications that were mentioned previously. So the qualifications as a means for knowledge should constantly reflect with a view to attaining knowledge, desiring his own good. What is this? His own good, his highest good, liberation. So again, should constantly reflect, constantly tune with the highest, with the by the discrimination of that which is not real into the ultimate reality, constantly, at all times. And he has the time for it, because this passion towards the world, no more time needed to invest in the world, so all the time is to that constant reflection. If this passion is not there, you will not be able to keep it constant, and without constancy, no result. Knowledge is not brought about by any other means than vichara, which is inquiry. Just as an object is nowhere perceived, seen, without the help of light. So, no knowledge is brought about without vichara. Okay? And we could see this as inquiry. Nothing else matters apart from inquiry. But this could be seen as contradicting the previous statements. But it is not, because the previous statements, the qualifications are there for inquiry. There's no inquiry, no real inquiry without those qualifications. So qualifications enables you to start with real inquiry. And this is the means for knowledge, the means for realization. Okay, and no other means. Also, it's interesting to talk about this. So no other means also means that it's not through actions, not through pujas, not through any of that. No other means. Through inquiry only. But these other actions prepare you, give you the qualifications needed for inquiry. So when you look at, okay, so inquiry, it's not through any other means than inquiry. So only inquiry brings knowledge, enables knowledge. So the rest should be discarded. No. Because all the rest, all the actions, the spiritual actions, devotion, the devotional actions, all spiritual actions, they are preparing you, qualifying you for inquiry. Without them, Qualifications for inquiry is not there. Inquiry is not possible, so blindness continues. Who am I? I will speak about this in the next, I will speak about separately. How is this created, this world? Who am I? How is this created, this world? Who is its creator? Of what material is this world made? This is the way of that vichara, that inquiry into the nature of existence. I will stop here, and in the next video I will speak about this who am I, probably exclusively. Let's see.
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.